the 0.75. We do all of this, so let's make it all the way over here. We're at 25,069 subscribers. What is 75% of this number? So 18,802 humans?
Yes. 18,000.
Guys.
802.
18,000?
18,802.
Okay, so, all right. Luke, what's all the talking for? You were spared. Where are you confused? I'm writing exactly what you need to put in the calculator. So now this number, since it's getting kind of a small space here, we need to add the 18,802 to the 25,069. So, okay. So when you add those two together, 43,871?
Yeah.
There we go. So exponential growth, you need to multiply to get to the next one. Linear growth, we just had to add the common difference. In exponential growth, we have to add the common multiplier. Okay. Each year, the local country club sponsors a tennis tournament. Play starts with 128 participants. During each round, half of the players are eliminated. How many players remain after 5 rounds? Well, how do I write half? How do I write half as a decimal? No, that's double. Half is 1/2, which is 0.5. Okay. So what is 128 times 0.5?
Oh, my bad. 64.
Right here. After round 1, we had 64 players. What is 64 times 0.5? What is it?
32.
All right, after the second round, we have 32 players left. All right, for the next round, we know half of them are going to be eliminated. So 32 times 0.5. There we go. 16 times 0.5. Okay. Guys, let's make sure that we're only talking when you're answering the question, okay? And after the 5th round, you're going to have 4 players left, okay? Caleb, focus. Please. You talking, continuing to disrupt my class is not nice. All right, flip the page. So the basic function is y equals a b to the x. So if we do a comparison here, a is going to be the 35. B is going to be the 0.57. If we follow the thinking here, you have to check whether A is greater than 0, which in our case it is because it's 35. And then to determine whether it's growth or decay, when B is greater than 1, it's growth. When B is between 0 and 1, it's decay. Okay. Exactly. 0.57 means that this is decay. So that's all you're checking, making sure your A is positive and whether B is between 0 and 1 or greater than 1. What is the growth or decay factor? Okay, this is B, also known as a multiplier. Also known that B is not equal to R. So the decay factor in this case is 0.57. Decay factor is B, the whole base. What is the rate of growth or decay? Well, we have to calculate this because if it's decay, we know that B is equal to 1 minus R. 0.57 refers to B. And so now we have to do algebra to calculate this. So watch. I'm going to show you this mathematically why it is, but ultimately when you're subtracting, all you have to do is swap those two places. R is equal to 1 minus 0.57. Okay. Now let me show you why. You don't have to write it down. Just listen. It says 0.57 equals 1 minus R. I am going to add R to both sides. I now have R plus 0.57 equals 1. Following? And then I'm going to subtract 0.57 from both sides. And now I have that R equals 1 minus 0.57, which is why I told you when you're doing decay, all you have to do is swap them out. Because it's going to happen like that every single time. I'm going to erase this as soon as I get to the next question, okay? So what is 1 minus 0.57? Louder? 3.33? Okay. Can somebody confirm if it's 3.3 or 4.3? Well, is it correct? Is it correct?
It's 0.43. He did the math. 0.43. He said that.
Then why didn't you, when I was asking what did he say, why didn't you say what he said? All right. Now, what is the initial value? The initial value is easy because the initial value is just A. What is our A value?
35.
There you go. All right, that was the first one. That's why I gave the long-winded explanation. Oh, here's another good example right here, number 2. The basic form is y equals A times B to the X. But there's only one number there. Because here we can't nap, we gotta take notes. Then sit up. 90 degrees, you're back 90 degrees with your seat. Perpendicular, there we go, thank you.
I like to do like 75.
Now, when we look at this, who is who? Is A 1.3 or is B 1.3? So you have to make sure that you understand that this is y equals 1 times 1.3 raised to the x. Please rewrite it clearly. Your A is an understood 1. And the base, 1.3 is the base because it's being raised to the exponent. So that means that B is the 1.3. All right, please learn that lesson. All right, so now doing your comparison, A is greater than 1 and B is 1.3. Is this growth or decay?
Okay. Wait, no.
All right, it is greater than 1. All right, what is the growth factor?
Wouldn't it be 1.3?
It is 1.3. And now what is the rate of growth? Once again, rate of growth is B equals 1 plus R. when we were doing decay, that's why it was 1 minus r. We're doing growth, so it's 1 plus r. So we know that 1.3 equals 1 plus r. To solve for r here, all we have to do is subtract 1. So we get that r is equal to 0.3. And what is the initial value?
It's 10 minutes.
2 minutes.